thanking you so very, very much for tuning in. We understand, there's lots of choices out there, but you chose us. And for that, we are not only grateful, but we have a responsibility to be our very best for you folks. I think that's the same philosophy behind Bay Coast Bank. With me in studio is Carl Tabor, a wonderful man. I can attest personally about Carl Tabor's character, his business leadership in our community. It reflects, I think, the philosophy and the mission statement of Bay Coast Bank and what it means in our community. And before we start anything, it's wonderful to see you and to have you here in our studio, Carl.
It's great to be here, Phil. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you. You're the Chief Lending Officer and the Executive Vice President. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's a busy job, but I enjoy it, and I've been doing it for, I'm going to give away my age now, but over 40 years.
And through those years, you have not aged.
Thank you so much.
I mean it.
You're too kind.
Carl, you don't age. But I've known you over the decades to be a wonderful point of light in the community. I want to know your mission, the purpose behind the philosophy of Bay Coast Bank first.
Well, Bay Coast Bank's mission statement is pretty simple, yet I think very powerful. And what it states is to provide exceptional service and solutions to the community. So you notice it doesn't say anything about financial products, but that's primarily what we do. But to be a community bank, we feel you have to offer more than just financial products. You have to give back to the community.
Right.
And we do that in two specific ways. One is our tremendous level of charitable giving back to the community. And secondly is our volunteerism of our employees who give back to the community by serving on many nonprofit boards, giving of their time and talent. And I can personally attest to that because I am on numerous nonprofit boards in the South Coast area and have been throughout my career.
Speaking of numerous, Carl, you have numerous locations. You're all over the South Coast.
We are. We have 19 full-service branches throughout the South Coast area.
Good for you.
And we feel that it's important to have branches in those locations because it reinforces our commitment to the community. And while a lot of people can do banking online, I think they feel reassured when they see a building and know that that's my bank. So that's why we've continued our philosophy of building branches in key locations.
You're also, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not aware of Lemonade Day here on the South Coast, Bay Coast Bank has adopted this as one of your own charitable children, right?
Oh, absolutely. And one of our passions in the bank is education.
Right.
And you've probably seen our billboards on 195 and our advertisements on the radio, on your radio station, and Fun 107, is that education is our number one. We feel it's critical that our children in the South Coast area get a fantastic education so that they can better themselves. And not only that, but be able to give back to the community and stay in the community. Too many of our youth have moved out of the area. But with the resurgence of the economy in the South Coast area, specifically in the gateway cities of Fall River and New Bedford, there's a feeling in the air that the kids see, so they want to stay here. And we feel that providing Lemonade Day would give them an opportunity to start a business and experience the trials and tribulations of running a business. That'll give them a great start in life.
It's a wonderful example of this is what you can expect in the real world when you grow up. I think it's wonderful. Lemonade Day.
Absolutely.
And you're the main squeeze, aren't you?
We like that. We heard that on the radio, and we said, we like that. So, someone coined that phrase, and we think it's a good one. So,
I do, too. I do, too. Tell us a little bit about how it works and your involvement in Lemonade Day and the packs that can be picked up at any of these locations.
Absolutely. And you can simply go online to Fun 107 at WBSM, and you'll see the instructions on there, but you can stop by any of our locations, pick up the packet, and participate in Lemonade Day. Everything will be in there for you to start a lemonade stand. and you'll learn how to open a business, run a business, and hopefully you'll make some money, which you can do several things with. Number one is to give back to the community as we do. And number two, set aside some of it for a rainy day. And number three, spend a little bit on yourself. Have some fun.
I like that a lot. Do you need to register or any of that?
Oh, you can just stop by any of the locations and pick up the packet, and you'll be good to go.
Now, you have many locations, so let me just mention a few of them. One is on State Road in Dartmouth, right? Dartmouth Street in Dartmouth. Alden Road, Fairhaven. On the GAR Highway in Somerset. Ashley Boulevard in New Bedford. Main Road in Westport. Pleasant Street, Fall River. And Robeson Street in Fall River. But you're all over the place, aren't you?
Yeah, so we think we have the area canvassed, so people can stop by any one of those locations and get the packets, and they'll be able to start their business. Absolutely.
Now, I want to segue and use the Lemonade Day profile as the backdrop. How about if somebody listening right now wants to get into business, Carl? What do they do?
Well, they have to come up with a business plan.
Okay, that sounds right.
That's critical.
Okay.
Because a lot of people have some good ideas, but the ideas have to be vetted out by professionals. They should seek the advice of some other entrepreneurs and listen to those people. And it's not easy, but a business plan is critical. They have to have a good business plan. They have to have some capital behind them, because the greatest ideas in the world can falter if you don't have capital behind you, because it does take some money to start a business. But they have to persevere. They can't get frustrated. And I think that's one of the things that the Lemonade Day does for the kids. It teaches them that it's hard work. It's just not as easy as opening up a stand and you think that people are going to come by and spend a lot of money and you're going to make a lot of money, because you have to spend money to make money. So that would be my probably the top of my list for advice to potential entrepreneurs, is to seek the advice of professionals and put together a good business plan.
And then present that to Bay Coast Bank, people like Carl Tabor, the Chief Lending Officer and the Executive Vice President of a bank that is so involved in our community, Bay Coast Bank. Let me end by asking you, are there any final thoughts that you'd like to share that I didn't ask in our wonderful chat here?
Well, we certainly would like the youth in the South Coast community to come out and take advantage of this. This is an opportunity that's being presented to you, that if you are interested in starting a business, this is a great way to learn a little bit about it. And we started it last year, and it's really taken off this year, which was one of our hopes and dreams, that it would catch on, and it really has. So there's a lot of excitement in the air, and we're expecting a lot of kids to turn out and enjoy the day and make a little money.
There you go. And we all love lemonade. Now, finally, Carl Tabor, you have been in this industry for as long as I can remember. As you step back from it, I want you to tell us, what have you learned about life, about what you're doing in the banking industry, and what would your advice be to somebody who is now just starting out? What is your advice to them?
That's a great question, Phil. Well, I think you have to be patient. I think too often today, people, you've heard it referred to as an instant society. People want to go to the top instantly. And in my case, it didn't work that way. And many others, it doesn't work that way. There are frustrations. You get knocked down, but you get back up. But you also have to have faith in people and confide in people, because they were there before you and they have the experience. There's no substitute for experience. So you need to take advantage of the experience that's available to you and seize that opportunity. So be patient, learn. My father once told me, you never learn anything by talking. And be a sponge. Absorb all the information that you can get. Process it. Don't make any rash decisions. and you have a great chance of being successful.
What terrific wisdom. Thank you. Thank you, Carl. Folks,
You're welcome, Phil.
do you see why people like Carl Tabor are such points of light in our community? Executive Vice President and Chief Lending Officer at Bay Coast Bank. Carl, thanks again.
Thanks so much, Phil.
And good luck with Lemonade Day.
Appreciate it.
You betcha. Coming up, we have, of course, a lot of issues that we're going to be talking about, local issues straight ahead.